preferile ni rhandza ku xeweta nhlengeletano hinkwayo va le vukosini, the mayor, vana va hina, our students, or actually our learners, mathicara ya hina ya ku tirha hi matimba ya vo hinkwawo, our dedicated teachers, and our guests, Nami Perisa. I am here to introduce our guest speaker. His name is Mr. Clement Talani. He was born in Mafarana village at Jamila Clinic 51 years ago. He started his sub-A, which I believe to be grade 1 now, at Sukani Primary School in Guyani until Standard 1, after which he continued with Standard 2 and started his Standard 3 at Shivodze at Mafarana Primary School, respectively. In his own words, he says this about his time in Mafarana, which has shaped his formative and later years in life. Eka lava nga ndzi tiviki, ndzi n'wana wa kwala Mafarana. Ndzi orhele ndzilo exigurumbanini ku fikela ndzi huma timbale. Ndzi badzile tinjiya no phepha majenje. Vumba ndzi kwevile. Ndzi risile tihomu ndzi hanya hi mihandzu ya nhova siku hinkwaro enhoveni. Exidan'wanini xa le Mthabuni ndzi hlamberile ematini ya ndzope. Edibini ndzi forisile etihomu no chava ku biwa hi madibani. Tidonki na tona ndzi panile. Ndzi rhwalerile makanyi kusuka eMulati. Ndzi pfuna ekokwa wa mina eku ya rhumbula. Tintshava ta Manobi na Mawaveni ndzi khandziyile. Etimbandzukwana ndzi humile no gwanya miri. Makhumbi yo hlakala ya titlasi ta le Xivodze na Mafarana ya khale ndza ya tiva. I have fond memories of my childhood friends, Vale Mafarana, alive or dead. After Mafarana, Mr. Clement transferred back to Sukani in Guyani to complete his Standard 5 in 1985. In 1989, he completed high school at Ketonmayo Agricultural High, also in Guyani. In 1987, while in Standard 8, which is grade 10, he wrote a letter to the Anglo-American De Beers group of companies applying for a bursary to study at a university. The obvious response was that it was still too early, but they would consider it when that time came. Indeed, they did send him a telegram actually, in 1988 inviting him for a tour of their mines and again in 1989 for bursary interviews. He was then awarded a group vocational scholarship to study geology instead of his first choice, which was civil engineering at the University of Cape Town starting in 1990. The loan travel to Cape Town was by train over 24 hours. Armed with a map, hope, vision, and innocence and naivety of a wet behind the ears youth. During the first week of university orientations in February, Clement was there live in the historic Nelson Mandela release processions. During vacations, he worked at Anglo-American base metals explorations, gold and coal mines, and De Beers diamond exploration. In 1993, Clement graduated from the University of Cape Town in record time with a BSc Honours Engineering in Geology. Clement also holds other postgraduate qualifications and professional memberships. He is a professional geologist with 30 years mineral exploration, mining, and related industry experience. He currently holds a position of operations director at Rosen, a drilling services company to the exploration and mining industry. Previously, he held positions in private consulting and with the Anglo and De Beers group of companies from 1994 to 2019. He has served as an executive director of the boards of De Beers companies in South Africa, Botswana, and Angola. His career reflects broad experience and exposure in applied project management, drilling, mineral processing, analytical laboratory, mineral resources management, and engineering geosciences. Clement is also passionate about strategic leadership, general management, people capability, and coaching. He has operated in multidisciplinary projects across the mining value chain in diverse countries and cultures such as Canada, Russia, Angola, Botswana, South Africa, Zimbabwe, and the DRC. His personal contribution has led to some of these projects becoming profitable mines or life of mine resource extensions. Clement is married to Jamela and blessed with 3 sons, 1 daughter, and a granddaughter. He is a keen reader, a traveler, and a jazz enthusiast. He has great love for classic cars, with which has since become a dedicated hobby of his. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Mr. Clement Rikhotso.
You see, logo, yeah, curricula is Valanama class. Perile. Thank you, Mama Karinge, for your warm introduction, a bit long. So, last year, this time, I addressed a group of my employees, more than how many of you are here. We had killed someone at work, and the employees were angry. Why did we kill an employee? It went on and on and on. Maraniku, hey, I saw this man to the Bulawlana Maribs and Maribs Ama Bulawuli back away. But there's a moral in the story, and all of you must take note. We go to study, to work, and lead people. We don't lead things or manage things, we lead people. So, on that day, that's what I went to study for. To put people at ease, because they had lost one of their own. I digress. So, a while back, I get a call from this unknown number. On the other side, it was Mr. Shikwambana. You heard him today. Tatanar Courts. So I couldn't say no. I had to come and deliver this keynote address. Thank you, Chairperson. I feel tremendously honored to have been asked to speak here today. I'm a proud member of VIN, and I've been there since its inception. And I want to quote from Proverbs 13, verse 20. It says, "We walk with the wise, so that we also become wise. That's what VIN is about. To the VIN Exco, the organizers of this beautiful event, the schools, the parents, relatives, distinguished guests, and last, certainly not the least, all these matriculants whom we are celebrating tonight. I feel also very privileged that I could bring my parents along with to witness this. They've never seen me stand before this huge crowd of people to say anything meaningful. Also, on a lighter note, what I'm going to talk to you about tonight hasn't been approved by my wife, who's sitting over there. So anything I say here, I'll be in big trouble, but that's okay. Firstly, class of 2023, congratulations, well done to you. It's a momentous achievement. I believe there's over 30 distinctions achieved across the Mafarana circuit. Of note, this group, when VIN had its first gala dinner that year, this was the first intake from grade 8 for the next 5 years. So this is when they graduate with their matric tonight. So I think it's a milestone to achieve, and we need to clap our hands for them. For those whose goals did not pan out, some of them may not be here, but please spread the message. Those that didn't make it, I say everyone gets a second chance. Every person has their own gift and destiny in life. It is up to you, with those around you to help you, to figure it out, to achieve your goals. 34 years ago this month, I was 18 years old. I was sitting exactly in the position you are at. I was pleased with my matric results, trying to make decisions in a changing country, as you heard from Mama Karinge. Nelson Mandela had just been released. I was there. I was excited. I was anxious about what was next and wondering about the future. During my high school days, my first job was literally that of being a gardener at home as well as the surrounding houses. The money I made from cutting grass was used to fund some of my purchases, at least something that I could buy for myself at PEP stores on lay-by. Those that know lay-by would know what I'm talking about. Why am I mentioning this? You will hear about it later in my speech in terms of making a living from what you love doing and you are good at it. We are sent to school so that we can look after ourselves first and then support others. There will be a lot of pressure on you for you to finish your university, become employed, and come back to support your families and communities. This is all valid, and I understand, but let it not distract you from your purpose of life and the need to support yourselves first. Passing matric represents the end of one phase and the beginning of another. Now, the new journey, experiences, the people, and other life starts. But not only for students, also for parents, some of which are sitting here today. I was excited about school. However, later on as a parent, I recall the anxiety and the worry that I went through with my wife when our own children went off to do their own things post-matric. So let's get this straight. I'm not here to be a motivational speaker, nor am I good at it, nor am I one. Or here to sell you a dream that does not exist out there. I'm not a role model. Each of us has different roles or purposes in life. In every situation, be yourself. What you take from us should only ever be for learning, good learning at that. Also, let me be clear, what I'll be talking about has nothing to do about choosing subjects, getting your APS scores right, or gaining entry at tertiary institutions, but everything to do with why you go to school, irrespective of which career you take. So why do we go to school? We go to school to acquire facts and information which you turn into a toolbox full of life skills. A toolbox full of life skills which you pick up along the way from birth till the end. Your teachers, your parents, your guides help you to turn this knowledge to gain new insights and wisdom about life. All of that is to help you connect all these dots, those that are personal to you, those that are professional in nature, to be something meaningful. Balance as a human being is important, whether it's academic, it's professional rather, it's social or emotional. One cannot do without the other. You've heard a bit about what I've done in my life. My qualification as a geologist. What is it? In short, I'm trying to sell myself here for those that they will decide to follow suit. We study how the earth was formed, the great mountains that you see around here, how they were formed, how they came about. All of that is part of the business of mining, which starts with us going out there into all the corners of the world to look and discover new mineral deposits. A simple example of something that you use every day in your Colgate fluoride. Who knows Colgate fluoride? Toothpaste. The reason it's called fluoride is from a mineral called fluorite to help your teeth become stronger and stronger. That is a mineral that we go out there, find, mine, and mix with other chemicals for your toothpaste. Other things recognizable such as gold, diamonds, and other minerals which end up in your cell phones or various things such as cars are what we do. We find useful things for you to use in your day-to-day lives. Why am I mentioning this? Is that anything we do starts with a passion, and you turn that passion into something that you make a living out of it. We turn what we like, what we're good at, into something that gives us a living. So, those that are going to select various choices of subjects, think about the three things: what you're good at, what you're passionate about, that you make a living out of. So I will take you through three areas that I want to focus on the meaningfulness of matric results, life after matric and higher education, and life skills in a fast and rapidly changing world. So I'm mentioning these in 3 parts because I have learnings that I want to share with you. So what about matric results? It is what you do with that piece of paper in the form of matric results that matters most. The problems, and I'm glad to see that there's a representative from the education department here. The problems with space and funding we see at universities is because the university system is clogged up with people that think that they need to be at universities and also take longer to finish their degrees for many reasons. Not everyone who's at university belongs there, nor should they be there. Don't be fooled. I think we make a huge fuss about how close our matric results should get to 100%. I repeat, we make a lot of huge fuss about how close we should achieve 100%. The 100%, I mean the distinctions. I'm not saying it's not important, don't get me wrong. In my time, if you had A, B, C, D, E symbols, A was a distinction, and the D's and the E's, not so much. You can guess what symbol I got. Probably my parents still remember. I don't think they still do, but I fell somewhere in there. But many people in my time who got D's and E's have gone to do well in their lives, way better than I could ever imagine. We can all agree that distinctions are excellent. We need them. Whoever is sitting here who got the distinctions, they are the cream of the crop. Out of 100 people, probably 1 or 2 of those are people who got distinctions. But those that did not get distinctions should not die because they didn't get distinctions in their matric results. They shouldn't beat themselves up. Not so? Who disagrees? I'm not encouraging poor performance. I'm saying the majority of people that also do well in life don't sit in the top 1% bracket of achievers. So it's all about balance. Private and public universities receive over 300,000 applications every year, but only 10 to 15,000 can be accommodated at each university. From 300,000 down to 10 to 15,000. So the odds are stacked up against you. This means someone who applies to study, the chances of being admitted are slim. Worse, because it's done on a first come, first served basis. I'm made to understand that most of the universities are now reviewing the system. There is no first come, first served basis anymore. It's going to be whoever has applied, they will select the top performers based on their APS scores. So even making it worse, even if you have applied first, I'm not saying don't apply first, it's everyone in one pool to be selected in terms of how well they've done in terms of their APA scores. So why the fascination with the universities? It's like a sausage factory. We're pushing everyone to go to university. After all, they are not the only form of higher education that exists. Not so from the education department. Higher education is not here to speak for themselves, but there are many alternatives. As I said before, not everyone has to or must go to university when there are other options. Many other opportunities out there. Depending on your ability, the skills and your goals in life, a TVET or any other college might just represent other better opportunities than most universities can. If you research which courses are needed the most in the job market, you want to go in, you might find that going to an alternative form of higher education might just work best for you. In other cases, you might find that a university degree in the main qualification is the main qualification that one needs, and for what you need to achieve your life, and that's also okay. So, what I've just said is my personal view, but it's informed by my experience and what I've seen. Maybe it's influenced by the fact that I've never chased prestige over practicality. I'm often asked what I could do if I were to go back to school again. What would I do if I was ever to go back to school again? Good question. The answer is I would still go back to do either civil engineering or geology, but perhaps at a TVET. Perhaps I would have come out of there a different professional. I went a different way, but it still worked out in terms of where I think I am today. I, however, do not regret going to a university to study what I wanted. Even though my parents over there, I think they had their own wishes. I'm told that together with my wife, I should have become a doctor. Can you imagine? Not a chance. But I'm not suggesting that this is for everyone. But I'm suggesting that you must think deeper and wider about the work you want to do and what that looks like. Do more research. To the matriculants from last year, it's probably water under the bridge, but there are those that say if there's no other pressures, they'll take a gap year to think about what they want to do. It's your opportunity to think differently. Do more research outside the universities. Where do your abilities, your skills, and vision align the most to make you an income to sustain your life? To those who were not successful last year, turn that disappointment into something new. You are not a failure. Often, repeating something is another way of mastering something or getting better at it. Often, repeating something is another way of mastering something and getting better at it. So, those that are not here, the cream of the crop here, those that are outside, the majority that are outside, they are not failures. To the teaching staff, past and present, the parents, keep up the excellent work in supporting our human gems. Our human gems, gems without the R, GEMS. All of you are human gems. You have your own individual potential. It's up to you to find that potential, harness it, and make sure that it becomes your livelihood. I thank you for listening. Godspeed.